right, man. So we're gonna wrap up today's show talking about something that I don't think many other podcasts would talk about. We're gonna talk about how OU, the Oklahoma Sooners softball team, is getting backlash. I read for winning too much. Sticks read for the fashion in which they win. Sticks, what in the world is going on with this backlash here?
So, we're one of the only podcasts out there that talk a little bit more about women's sports than a lot of other podcasts do. And we want to see the women succeed 100%. We want to see them we do want to see them get paid more. We do want to see them express themselves on the field, on the court, et cetera, et cetera. Whenever I read this article, and I actually went and watched a 15-minute YouTube video on Oklahoma playing against the Tennessee Volunteers. And whenever I watched it, I can kind of see why some of the celebrations that they do for little things like if they get walked, if the batter gets walked, they'll slam the bat down and flex and okay, that's a little excessive. But like every single sport, men and women, if somebody hits a home run, they're going to celebrate at home base for that person that hit the home run. So there's some that were kind of excessive, but some that is like everybody does that. Now, what D-Lo read as far as them winning too much, bruh, we don't get participation trophies out here, dog. If you want to beat the Oklahoma Sooners women's softball team, bruh, get better, recruit better. That's what I say, because it's like, ain't nobody saying that whenever Alabama football team was going on a run and they was a dynasty, you know what I'm saying, in the early 2000s, in the 2010s, they was winning all these championships and getting all the, bruh, there's no way that y'all are saying that these women are winning too much. There's no, because like, beat them then. Beat them. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Beat them, because you're not going to get a second place trophy. If they going out here smacking everybody up, losing maybe one game a year, going on 50-game win streaks, then that means you need to do something better to beat these women, because they're going to be flashy. They got the best recruits in the nation. They're going to win games. So that means either you need to coach better, you need to win games and get better. Period. I'm not going to sit here and bash Oklahoma for winning games. They might be a little excessive in their celebrations, but I'm not going to bash them for winning. They're winners. They're there to win games. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. So if that's what they're doing, then win the game. Shout out to Herman Edwards. Shout out Herman Edwards, bro. You play to win the game. So if you out there playing, play to win. Beat them. Period. What you think, D-Lo?
I mean, how do we? I don't really know what this. I don't even know what to say.
It's so crazy.
If we're talking about the fact that they win and they're getting backlash, it's like, what do you play the sport for? You play it to lose? No. What do you do? What do you? Why are you a part of the company that you're a part of? Because you want to be second place? No, you want to be a part of the best things possible in life. Everybody has that. I mean, you might adore the underdog here and there because they have proven that they can put together the recipe and know they have all the ingredients to beat the overachievers or to beat the more dominant team. But for the most part, we all like to be a part of winners. And so for this team to get backlash because they've won 6 national championships in the last 10 years and they've just broken the longest winning streak in softball in Division I history with 50 plus games,
51 games.
And then the way that they beat teams and the margin of victory and how they beat teams is, you want to be mad at that? What? Nobody was saying that when Miami back in the 2000s was pummeling teams. They didn't even have to score on offense because their defense was so good, and they still were winning by 14 plus points a game. Nobody said anything about that. Nobody was saying anything, as Sticks mentioned, as Alabama wins a championship, if not every year, every other year. Nobody said anything when Tom Brady and the Patriots was winning their championships. But for whatever reason, it's like the girls, I'm going to assume it's because they're women that they have to act a certain way, or they have to allow, it has to be more widespread with the success that's given, so you don't damage other females' egos. I mean, if that's the case, then they shouldn't play. That's
E-
how I feel about it. I mean,
exactly.
yeah, okay, yes, the celebrations that they do may be a bit excessive, but from what I know about college softball and baseball is that they do wild stuff in the dugouts to celebrate certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on the field that it's not any on the field player that's bringing that attention to them. Now, I think OU softball may be a bit different, but
Mm-hmm.
they do some crazy chants. They do some crazy like celebrations and choreographed stuff in the dugouts, or right outside of the dugouts when a home run happens, when somebody
Mm-hmm.
steals a base, when a strikeout happens.
Mm-hmm.
So why should we have these girls act any different?
Exactly, man. And it's like, and it goes back to the whole Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing. It's like women are supposed to have that same bravado that men have. Like men are looked at as they're supposed to be aggressive. They're supposed to have that charisma. They're supposed to have that spunk about them. But women can't be the same thing on the court. Like you have to have that competitive nature. I don't care if it's a woman or a man. If you gonna talk your shit, talk your shit. If you do something good, floss that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get walked, I mean, getting walked is kind of crazy if you just slam the bat
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and flex.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's
yeah.
like you did something good, so you gonna get you gonna get some kind of reward for that. So it's like I personally don't care about the celebrations myself. Are they a little
Mm-mm.
excessive? Maybe, but have that bravado. Bring that kind of eye to women's sports because there's not a lot of people in general watching women's sports. You can see it with the WNBA. You see it with softball because college baseball takes precedence over everything around this time of the year. And baseball in
Mm-hmm.
general takes precedence over this time of the year. Some of the men's sport, softball is kind of overlooked, so they have to do something to kind of bring that attention because that's how they're gonna make their money. Because more eyes means more viewers, which means more money. So it's like
The
you gotta be able to do that. Go ahead. What you about to say?
the funny thing is, you said women's sports aren't really watched like that. The sports that are watched, I hate to say this, but the sports that are watched for women is the ones that reveal their figures. And even those aren't really watched like that. So volleyball is watched.
Volleyball.
Gymnastics is what. How does I mean?
Be,
Listen,
yeah.
I love gymnastics, but how does college gymnastics get on television?
Because
I shouldn't say that, but really,
but
realistically,
the
how many
the reason
people?
why that is because it has a lot to do with the Olympics. Because a lot
Right.
of their
Okay.
Yeah, it
And
has a lot to
Title
do with the
IX and all
Olympics.
that stuff.
Title
Yeah.
IX, yeah, that too, but it has a lot to do with the
Yeah.
Olympics. But I was about to say, as far as volleyball, and I'm glad you brought volleyball up, is that every time women do something good in volleyball, they have some kind of chant, some kind of cheer that they do, but nobody talks
Right.
about volleyball. They have a different
Yeah.
thing for whenever somebody gets an ace, when somebody gets a block, when somebody spikes, whenever anything good that happens in volleyball, they have a different chant that the whole team does at one time. Even the ones not even in the rotation do the chant.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
loud, and it's obnoxious, and it's cool. I like it. When I go watch Sam play volleyball, they have a chant for everything. And
Hmm.
it's just that camaraderie with the team and that bravado that women have to have because they're competitive too. Just because they're women don't mean they can't be competitive. They can't have some kind of arrogance to them. Let them have that. Let them have that, and don't bash them because of the fashion in which they win and the way that they celebrate. Fuck that. Go out and beat them. Go out and beat
Yeah.
them, and then you can have that same spunk about you and say that you broke you beat the team that had the longest win streak in America. Period.
Yeah.
Just go out there and win. You play to win the game. So go beat them then. So you can have something to talk about. Period. Stop being so many
Yes,
punks out here in
sir.
the world, man. So many punks out here in the world, bro. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, there's a video on the screen right here. Make sure you go ahead and click that and view that. Also, you can find us on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcasts.